Making the decision to return home, financial considerations for migrant workers. Working abroad as a migrant worker can be a challenging but rewarding experience. One of the most important decisions that a migrant worker must make is when to return home for good. In this article, we will explore the factors that should be considered when making this decision and provide some financial tips to help you make the transition back to your home country as smooth as possible. One of the key factors to consider when deciding when to return home is your current financial situation. If you have been able to save a significant amount of money while working abroad, it may be a good idea to return home and invest that money in your home country. This could include buying property, starting a business, or investing in the stock market. However, if you have not been able to save enough money, it may be best to continue working abroad for a bit longer. Another important factor to consider is your job situation. If you have been able to secure a stable and well-paying job in your home country, it may be a good idea to return home. However, if job opportunities are limited or the job market is uncertain, it may be best to continue working abroad for a bit longer. The overall living standard and the cost of living in your home country is also an important consideration. If the cost of living is high and the standard of living is low, it may be best to continue working abroad for a bit longer. It's also important to consider your family and social ties. If you have a strong support system in your home country, it may be easier to return home and reintegrate into your home country. If you are married and have children, consider their schooling and overall welfare before making a decision. Finally, it's also important to consider your personal goals and aspirations. If you have always dreamed of returning home and starting a business or pursuing a different career path, it may be best to return home and start working towards those goals. In terms of financial tips, it's important to make sure that you have a plan in place for when you return home. This should include a budget that takes into account the cost of living in your home country and the income that you expect to earn. It's also important to make sure that you have a plan for investing your savings and ensuring that you have enough money to live on. Consider opening a bank account in your home country and transferring a percentage of your income to it. This will help you to start building a nest egg for when you return home. Another important financial tip is to make sure that you have adequate insurance coverage. This should include health insurance, life insurance, and property insurance. This will help to protect you and your family in case of any unexpected events. In conclusion, deciding when to return home for good as a migrant worker is a complex decision that should be based on your current financial situation, job opportunities, living standard, family and social ties, and personal goals and aspirations. It's important to have a plan in place for when you return home and to make sure that you have adequate insurance coverage. With the right planning and preparation, you can make the transition back to your home country as smooth as possible. View the job list.